Assalamu alaikum. Today is 22nd July 2025, and these are the pre market movers. We are still unsure about what we might be trading depending on how interesting an XPI SYF might not be that interesting, but DHR, we go through an XPI, it's down 6%. It trades at 228. That is interesting. The ATR is 6.54. That is even nice. Okay, NXPI is in the list. So if a semiconductor is in the news, that is always very nice because that directly relates to AI, and we like anything related to AI. DHR is Danahir Healthcare 188. Actually, when we like announces CFO transition plan, note EPS and revenue topped with forward outlook. Let me just check my mic. Okay, my mic is okay. Okay, okay. DHR is very nice. Today there are a lot of movers. DHI, DR Horton, consumer cyclical residential construction. Construction is going very nice. Industrials is going very nice. Day trade wise, let me quickly look at the VIX. The stock market stable, very stable at 16. Let me quickly go through NXPI. NXPI might be the okay. NXPI is not that interesting. It's just gap down to the lower level of the consolidation. If it breaks this area, it stays below. No, NXPI is not that. I take that back. DHR is testing the lows. DHI DHI is, I think, testing highs in a previous consolidation zone. All of these can be good trades. But fun fact, we will be trading Tesla. And NOC. NOC is very nice. 505 NOC ATR is NOC's ATR is 9.25. Okay, interesting. Now let's quickly go through all the stocks and see which one are halal. Uh, NXPI halal. Okay, NXPI Sharia compliant. Interesting. DHR is also Sharia compliant. Today is a good day to trade. I mean, as a Muslim trader, I mean, alhamdulillah. You have stocks that you can trade. DHI is Sharia compliant. I mean, bro, today the market is raining money, bro. And all of them are basically my kind of trades, the kind of trades that I like. NXPI, DHR, DHI. Let's ignore Tesla today. Tesla jumps into the news. The moment I say I won't be trading Tesla anymore, Tesla jumps into the news. Tesla earnings due 23rd July. Today's 22nd. I feel like everyone is going to be taking their bets on Tesla. It's trading at 329, so either it's going to break below that level on high, but I think 328 was a committed level, so I think 328 should continue to hold today. If it breaks, actually today's trade should be very simple and straightforward on Tesla. If it breaks 328, you go short the entire day. If it holds 328, you hold 328. That actually is the shortest and the sweetest play that we can get today. Huh, bro? What do you say? Should we do this trade? Because that is the yes, Tesla. No, it's the most you know that's the easiest trade we can get. If it holds 328, you go long. If it fails 328, you go short. Very straightforward trade, bro. Say something, no? I would love to go there. Okay, you know what? Let's try and trade two stocks. I'm just gonna keep. Okay, that is not possible. I am slightly excited because there is so much to trade today. There is DHI, DHR, there is DH. Oh, I think XXSXPI. I mean, I am slightly. I don't know. I'm really excited today. Let's first go through the bite side daily opening news. US equity futures are slightly low. Okay, underperforming after NXP Semiconductors weak earnings. Market context, a quiet session expected amid Fed blackout, with focus shifting to earnings. Example: Coca-Cola, Lockheed Martin, RTX. So this week the focus is going to be on the earnings. Earnings are going to drive the market. That how the market is performed during tariff pressure. Futures pricing gives early directional cues. NQ weakness, hence tech may lag again. Powell's presence on the calendar, even in blackout, adds event risk, while earnings keep single stock volatility high. That is what we like. We like single stock volatility. I guess earnings seasons are the best. And there is no other news related to US. Then we go back to European trade equities, broad-based weakness, stocks 600 minus 0.4%, dragged by chemicals and mixed APAC handover sectors, defensive tone, utilities, basic resources, and travel and leisure outperform. Interesting. Chemicals lag after Guavadan's weak sales and Akzo Nobel's headline miss and EBIT DA guide cut. White matter sector rotation reflects cautious sentiment. Utilities up, cyclicals down. Utilities are those things that people always need, that is always in demand, and no matter if the price goes up, the price goes down, will always be in need. For example, electricity, example, petrol. These things will always be in demand. Eggs, copper, you know, things basically, things that people need. Cyclicals are luxurious stuffs. Sector rotation reflects cautious sentiment. Utilities up, cyclicals down. Weak chemicals earnings could weigh on broader industrials and signal global demand concerns. That is interesting. FX, we just don't care. I do not read FX. I do not care about FX. Commodities, I never read. I don't care. I should start reading, but I'm just really short on time. Geopolitics, I never read. I don't care. Tariff, I care, but I don't care. The highlight is earnings. That is what is going to move the markets, and that is what we are going to trade. Individual stock volatility is going to be high, and that is what we are banking on. Let's look at earnings primer. Tesla, the setup into Tesla earnings is dramatically different 1 to 3 months ago. As in the last earnings call, the focus was on Musk officially leaving the Trump admin and pressure to refocus on being CEO on Tesla. Now, Wedbush notes investors are seeing more of a wartime CEO as Musk is laser focused on the robotaxi expansion in Austin, with more cities soon on the docket for this key autonomous initiative. Overall, expectations are relatively low for the top and bottom line numbers. Investors and analysts will be arguably more interested in commentary on the earnings call from Musk about cost plans for the still unseen affordable vehicle and delivery guidance for the rest of the year. So, what people are going to be focusing on is Tesla releasing a budget model and focusing on the still unseen affordable vehicle and delivery guidance for the rest of the year, and what Tesla is going to project for the rest of the year. That is going to be the focus. I think people expect the numbers to be low, and if Tesla performs, even if those numbers are bad, even if it performs, but as long as it performs expectations, that is going to motivate people to rally Tesla. Right now, it's holding 328, stuck at 329.5, which was yesterday's fair value. That is good to see. The moment Tesla breaks 328, we go short. As long as it holds 329, I think we can go long. So I think I'm gonna open. You know what? It can the stock can very quickly become a momentum trade. It is entirely possible that it can. It is also possible that the stock reverses to 328. So maybe I'll leave a limit order on 328 and see how Tesla performs. The plan on Tesla is very simple today. Mm, and there are other things that we do not care about. We should care about, but we do not care about simply because of the lack of time. The time is 15:57. I am. I really want to trade NXPI though. You will trade Tesla? Yeah. Okay. I trade. The plan on Tesla is very simple. Okay. I'm gonna quit the news and we will gonna focus on charting. Okay. Scenario one is okay. This is how you are going to perform. This is exactly what you're going to do. You are going to enter the market at right at the open. Okay, with tight stop loss of 0.5 cent or no $1, $1 stop loss. Huh? Buying. You buy and you go long on Tesla instantly as soon as the market opens or right before the market open. As long as it's holding 329.5. Is as it's holding 329.5 to 328.5. If it's like dipping into 328 area, try to avoid going long. That is scenario number one. You might instantly get stopped out. Yeah. You might instantly get stopped out. If in case you get stopped out, you wait and see how the stock is behaving at 328. Okay. If the stock is holding 328, try to go long. But it'll give you this signal that it's trying to break or trying to hold. No, if it is breaking down below 329, it has to go test 328, but it can turn away from
Because my stop loss would be
328.5.
328.5. What will it stop?
No, it can go down to 328.5. You you can get stopped out at 328 and then the stock goes up.
Uh,
Even that is possible.
I know.
So
That is
put
very possible.
no put super tight stop loss then I guess.
Super tight, very.
Wait for Tesla 4:30. What's the time now? I need to plan on NXPI. I guess you'll trade Tesla only then.
No, no, no.
16:01. No, there's still half an hour. See that if Tesla is holding 329.5 for the rest half an hour. Okay. And if Tesla is holding 329.5 for the next half an hour, just go long. Put your stop loss at 329. No need to go for 328.5. Put your stop loss below 329.5, I would say. No need to even go till 329. 329.2, for example. You just don't expect it to come down.
Scenario 2 में क्या है? Buying, selling क्या है?
Huh?
Scenario 2 is buying or selling.
Scenario 2 is trying to understand the price action at 328 because it might try to negotiate and then break down, or it might try to negotiate at 328 and then go up. Scenario 2 becomes slightly tricky. So if it's breaking below 328, you see that there is aggression, the price is trying to go down, you go short. Hmm?
If it breaks 328,
Yeah. But it might fake out to 327.5, then go up. It can do X number of
325
things.
is still.
Huh?
325 is still less $3 move.
No, at that point, you need to start trading for reversal, bro.
No,
It is not going to entirely break down and go into oblivion.
can be. Why not?
It can, but what you want to try
All
and
the
do,
learning, bro.
what you want to try and do is that you want to try and short at 329 area. If Tesla is going to fall or if there is negotiation, you will get an entry at 329. Try to get a higher entry. Don't try to get a lower entry at 325. That's still a $4 move, bro. That's a full move. Try to enter high. If you're going short, yeah, for selling, try to enter high for selling. And if you want to go long,
It's 328 only, I'll show. Where it's less.
short above 328.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, that's the price at the end.
Yeah.
Because 328 तक I'll be going with buy.
Yeah. No, you go with buy if the price holds.
329.5, yes, I know.
One minute, actually, let me look at the pre-market. What level is the pre-market holding? The pre-market opened at 327, dropped down to 326, and now it's holding 328, and now it's holding. Then it held 328.5, and then it went up. So change everywhere where I said 328. No, change it with 327.5.
Try to see. So even sell.
Yeah, even sell. Let me look at where the most of the volume was, and
Let's try something new today. You trade something else, I trade something else.
where is my fixed range volume?
What is scenario 2? खत्म?
Let me see where most of the volume is. A lot of the volume was done in the 329 area. Yeah, above 329 is where a lot of the volume is done. See, this is one of those deciding areas. This is where you expect to see shit show, trench war, no man's land kind of shit. And this is sellers, this is buyers.
Okay.
If buyers are stepping into seller zone, it's bullish day. If sellers are stepping into buyer zone, it's bearish day. And this is no man's land.
What is the price? What is the top and bottom price?
Huh?
This one.
328.5,
And what is the bottom?
327.5.
Okay. अच्छा जल्दी तो आपको अपना भी research करना
हाँ हाँ.
है.
And
Scenario 2 क्या है? If it breaks 327.5, then we sell.
yeah, you said.
Yeah, and then
And scenario 3 is a reversal.
hey,
What?
you sure?
Yeah.
Past few days was scenario 3 हम लोग हर चीज
No, yesterday was scenario 2. I'll show you the video. It
Okay.
was proper scenario 2.
Scenario 3 is reversal.
Yeah.
Reversal at 326.
327. No, if it is gone to 326, just forget
No,
the stop.
because if 327.5 you're selling, then how are you doing reversal at 327? 150 cents you won't be.
No, you want to try and enter at 328. At 327.5, you develop a bearish bias. But you do not enter there. You want to enter at 328.
Hmm? For scenario 2, I need to enter at 328 or scenario 3? Scenario 3, right?
Please mark that in scenario 2 that you are shorting at 328. If it drops below, if it goes down to 327.5, 327, you have now developed a bearish bias and you want to go and you want to short at 328. You want to try going short at 328.
Okay.
Okay.
And for scenario 3,
And for scenario 3, you're trading a reversal. You don't want it to break below 327. It should not break below 327.
Any stock should not go below 320.
No, it should under no circumstance break 327 if you want to trade a reversal. And if you keep seeing that 327.5, 328 is being held, go long. It's okay. And if you feel like the stock is being pressured, it's going lower and lower, stepping deep into the 327 zone, and it has broken 327, then under no circumstance will you take a long.
Then go buy at 327.
No, we don't expect the stock to go all the way down to 327.
0.5-ish. June.
No, it can go to 327, but it should not break 3 or maybe 326.9 or something. But if you're seeing it go 326.6, 0.7, bro, don't touch that stock. Don't
So
go
scenario
long it.
1 would be buying and you enter right at the open with tight stop loss of
Mm.
$1 as long as it holds 329.5. And if stopped out, try to sell at 327.5, and if it's green, go buy. Oh, sorry, try to see 327.5, and if it's green, go buy. Scenario 2 is
Try to see 328. Try to see if 328 is
scenario 2 would
being
be
front run.
if it breaks 327.5, then sell at 328. And scenario 3 would be reversal stop should not go below 327 under no circumstances. And if it is 327.5-ish or being held, then go buy at 327.5. So that's my plan. You should focus on that.
Let's check NXPI. Let's switch to 1 day. And Hamza, record your trades. Have we traded NXPI before? I don't know. I don't remember it. I don't remember trading NXPI before. But let's see. Let's switch to 1 hour because our main focus is this consolidation zone. Alt Shift E, trading towards the lows. Um, Here to here, and we see a lot of volume being done at 218. 7. The second most volume being done is 224.5 in a very small zone. We keep the plan very simple. We expect that buyers should show commitment at 218.5. Sellers should show commitment at 225 or the area below it. So let's mark these two important areas. Our first important area is this. Our second important, and I'm just marking the most obvious levels, is this 218. Hmm. If we look at how the stock has behaved in the pre-market, it was at 212. It tried staying below this area, and now it is trying to stay above this area. Interesting, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hmm. Let's go back to 1 hour. Let's take a look at which price is a lot of time being done. Let's get rid of pre-market. Let's look at the area at which the stock is doing a lot of time. It spent 1, 2, 3. Let's look at 4 hour. It spent how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need a bit zoomed out version. I think 30 minutes would be better or something like this. I want to look at how much time did the stock spend in which area. Clearly, this area, the stock spent a lot of time in this area, no doubt. It has determined this area as fair value multiple times. This was fair value for buying. This was fair value for, I think, selling. Fair value for buying. Fair value for, interactions. It has been fair value for, I think, 4 or 5 days in a row. Then 1, 2, then 232 was considered fair value. 230 was once considered fair value. 224 was once considered fair value. 225 was once considered fair value. So the next area that we expect the stock to go to is 230. If suppose it's extremely bullish and it's destroying everything in its path and it is just outperforming, in that scenario we expect it to go to 230. you know anyway, I think I'm talking too much. Focus, Imad, focus. Don't cuss, focus. Might stop somewhere at 228, but 230 is, I think, our upper limit. If it goes beyond that, I don't know. The stock is just crazy, and I should stop trading. What is the lower limit of this stock? Opened 212. Trading somewhere in 212 is very low. It's very, very low. So the fact that this stock has covered all of this, it might treat 220 this area, 218 area as resistance. Might be a fake out into this area and then drops back down. Even that is entirely possible. In this area, most of the volume is being done above 212. That just makes this stock very interesting. It's let's try to think. Let's try to think what this stock is trying to do and how we should interpret it. Let's try to think. The stock dropped down to 214 where it was being resisted in the post market. People saw 214 as good value in the post market and people bought. In the pre market, it suddenly rose up. It can be that there was a big buyer who thought anything below 218 is good value and he rallied the price. This is possible. Might not be public opinion, might just be that this specific buyer is committed to the 218 level. I shouldn't take that as the sentiment for the entire market. This is important point, okay? What else is important? The moment earnings came out, stock dropped from 230 to 214. This part is undeniable. Then the stock tried to rally and then it was held. So we expect a sideways momentum today. Sellers are going to be, will sellers be desperate or committed? We expect some desperation from the sellers. There should be both committed and desperate sellers who might be thinking, maybe I want out. I'm not sure, but maybe I want out. And there might be some desperate ones who would be like, bro, I just want out. I don't want to participate in this. I don't care. I want to leave. I am done. Leave me alone. Especially the ones who are making a loss, maybe they just simply want out. They don't care. The ones who are making profit are going to be, a little bit more relaxed. Hmm. So we expect both kind of sellers to be there. What about buyers? What kind of buyers are going to be there? We shouldn't see any desperate buyers today. NXPI isn't suggesting anything that should make the buyers desperate. So what we want is that we want NXPI to go to a good selling level and we sell there. Should the buyers be desperate? Is NXPI suggesting anything that should make the buyers desperate? Is the most important part here. We expect committed buyers to be there. We expect buyers who to commit to 218 price. We've already seen one buyer commit to 218. He committed to 218, rallied the price higher, and he's holding the price. He thought 218 was better. He thought anything below 218 was better, and he bought in the pre-market. But does that mean that this is the public sentiment? No, because oh, the market took some time to digest the fact that the stock is below 218, and then the price decided to go high. The price was in fact trying to resist 218. So it's entirely possible that this is not public sentiment, because if this was public sentiment, the stock would have instantly gone back to 218 because everyone thinks that 218 is a good price. But the stock did not do that. The stock stayed below 218, and only today at 15 o'clock it decided to go above 218. So again, after all that blabbering, what does it mean? Hmm. What does it mean? It means that today I want to try and get some shorts in. Maybe I will not take a long trade. NXPI, because I expect both kind of sellers to be there, desperate and committed, but I don't expect desperate buyers to be there. Maybe committed buyers, but I don't expect desperate buyers. If desperate buyers are there, then my analysis is wrong. And committed buyers should move very strategically. They will not be rallying the price. They will not be, you know, pushing the price higher. Let's see. Let's try to figure out how many people should think 218 is good value, because depending on that, we expect desperate buyers to be there. The stock has traded at 218 for very long, like very, very long. It's just been the most attractive price for this stock. hmm if we look at the stock since beginning of time, which is the, 218 is one of those areas, it's the most popular area, the most beloved area, I would say. If we go back even further, 215, 216. 218 continues to remain one of the most important levels for the stock. So we can say that the stock has mostly traded at 218. Since I expect more sellers to be there, desperate and committed compared to buyers, simply because the buyers have had a lot of time to contemplate how important is 218 for this stock. The buyers have got lots of chances. So have the sellers, no doubt. But the seller is the one who's always going to be skeptical, more than the buyer. The buyer is like, okay, 218, fair enough. I guess the stock is still holding up. The seller is thinking, why isn't the price rallying? I've been holding it for so long. That's what the seller is thinking. So what are we going to do? And this move right here, the move till 260, is telling us a lot of stories. The price rallied and it was instantly shot down. That is telling that the moment a seller's got good selling opportunity, they took it. They really took it. So sellers are really waiting for it to go up to a higher price, and then maybe rally. See, when the levels have are become common, when everybody knows the levels, then your edge isn't in trading the level. It's about trading the traders at that level. So we're trying to understand what the traders at 218 might be thinking. You want to try and understand what the traders at 225 thinking. They want to get out. They bought at this level or they bought higher than 225. They would sure as hell want to get out, thinking that maybe they might not get a better price than this. We are siding with the sellers today. That would be my judgment. I want to sell below 225. That is it. That is my only plan. If the stock breaks 208, actually, you know what? I do not want to trade 218. I would this is what I'm going for. I don't want to trade 218. I don't want to trade 212. I don't want to trade this entire area. The only area that I want to trade is 225. The area right below 225, 224.5. That is the area I care about. That is the area I want to trade. The entire world is going to be focused on 218. It's going to be very messy. There are going to be desperate buyers, desperate sellers. Everybody's going to be focused on 218. What is it doing at 218? How about we do not participate at 218? How about that? You know, we just don't participate at 218. We participate at 225, where we expect the moves to be cleaner, where we expect that less people are going to be, and the cleaner the move is going to be at 225 compared to 218. That makes sense, right? That I feel like that makes sense. So my only plan is I'm going to be taking a shot at 224.5. That is my only plan. Or an area below it, maybe 224, depending on where the selling pressure comes in. That is my only plan on NXPI. Let's see how successful that is. 37 minutes into the video and the market still hasn't opened. I think this is going to be my one of the longest videos because we planned for two companies, Tesla and NXPI. I am trading NXPI. My brother is trading Tesla. I'll pause. I'll pause the video and I will see you in 7 minutes, inshallah. Okay, the market opens any minute now. I forgot to switch from paper trading um, you know, to capital.com. Paper trading gives me very bad entry. But for example, I'm trying to short already at 224.5. I'm saying sell limit. It's just ignoring me completely. Okay, right. It was placing the order, but it was ignoring me. That's about it. Market opens. Take market. Again, my order is not triggered. Okay. Where is the stock? Okay, stock is here. 224. Stock opens. All my orders were triggered. The stock blows past 225. Are we seeing any big limit orders? Middle of a trade, it cares about its ad block. The push pauses. Instantly short down. Nice. tries to hold. 137 people tried selling. 675 people tried selling. 10,000 people bought. 6,000 people bought. And it destroyed the big move. It rallied back up to 200 and, you know, where we take a short again. Very illiquid stock, I would say. With the way that it's moving, I would say it's very illiquid. Was short down. Gets short down to 223.5, 224 now. Okay, 222. Holds itself up. What are we seeing on the dome? What are we seeing on the dome? We are seeing that this 225 level, I really want 225 to be broken now. I mean, broken lower. It shouldn't be held. I don't want to see it being held for too long. Okay, it falls down. I would like to lighten a bit here because it's sticking up at 225, which I don't like. Goes back up. Interesting. Range. Let me make this smaller. Let me adjust this a bit. Let me adjust this a bit because I'm having trouble reading the chart. Chart setting 0.05 apply all. 0.1 apply all. Okay. And chart settings 0.05 apply all. I think a lot better now, a lot clearer. We saw a lot of absorption at 227, but the stock did rally. That is the important point here. It went and hit yesterday's close, at which it stumbled a bit, but it's holding up really, really well. So let's drop this position. Our initial plan of shorting at 225 has failed. Do we try shorting at 228 or not? We let the stock come down one more time and see how it's behaving. It went down to 221 and then it was 228 is rather being held. 50, not enough. 250. Okay, very daring stock. Goes up to 229. Let's take a quick look at Tesla, NXPI. Tesla is being very dirty at 327. NXPI. How important is 229? 230 is important. 230 was today's upper limit as per my plan. I made the plan off of 225, but according to me, 230 was the upper limit. So if I was taking a short, 230 would be better, in my opinion. Also, a level where people are trying to really buy and it's being held. So, but if people were desperately trying to buy at 221, they must have thought that they might miss their entry at 218. If they see a stock consistently fail at 230, that is going to pull the desperate buyers away, and that is going to, because we did not expect desperate buyers to be there today. That was one of the factors. But since the stock opened higher at 221.5, that must have bred some desperation into the buyers. If buyers see that the stock is failing 230 consistently, the desperate buyers are going to pull away. All that remains is the committed buyers. Committed buyers are only going to want 218. They won't go for any price higher than 218. So that should be interesting. Let's hope we are correct. Let's hope what we are judging is correct, because that is going to then give us confidence to hold the stock longer. The longer it stays at this price, the less motivated the buyers would be, in my opinion. So we want, in the worst case scenario, the stock to hold this price. Holding this price shouldn't drive the price higher. Holding this price, in my opinion, should drive the stock lower. So that is precisely what we are going to do. If it ends up going higher, then we will analyze. We will try to figure out why it happened in the post trade review. Okay, we saw the stock move lower. The desperate party pulls away. I hope they pull away. Very inactive zone, I would say. If we look at how much volume has come in this area, I can argue that the buys really tried above 227. If we look at the DOM, there are 1000 sellers at 228. I think the buys really tried to buy at 1636, but their push failed. Let's quickly take a look at Tesla NXPI. I forgot to look at the spread on NXPI. It's very high. That makes it a very bad trade, actually. Even on a day like this, where it's really in the news and everything, it's still high. Really speaks volume about the stock. 223. Interesting. 223.5. Is that the lower limit of this stock? We expect desperate buyers very quickly fizzled away. There was no reason to be desperate on this stock. Don't worry, you'll get a good price. What I want to know is that what value do committed buyers think is good value? That is what is important to me today, actually. That is what I'm trying to figure out in today's trade. What is the price that buyers are going to think is a good price to commit at? Is it 222? Maybe, maybe not. Mm, 222 can be. I feel very pressured. 221 can be because that was the price today opened at. So I will at least buy 200 of those stocks. I will leave the rest open. Bring this down to 224.5 because I don't want 224.73 to be broken. And I think I'm going to let it run. It's possible that some buyers who missed out on this move try to step in now, who missed out the 1631, 1630 move. They might be desperate, but I think even they have now seen that the stock failed 230. That was yesterday's close, and they might be losing confidence too. They might not push as hard. So I'll leave the stock open. I will let it run. The trade was not very long, but successful. The execution needs to be better. I closed my second trade on profit of 1200, but I closed my first trade on loss of 600 nearly. Because I think I should have planned for a quick exit if in case 225 failed, and then maybe tried later at 230. That that would have been a good plan. I did not do that. I should have done that. This is something I will keep in mind in the future. I will put my TP at 219, 218.5. I feel like this is one of those areas where committed buyers might step in and start seeing NXPI as good value or fair value for themselves. They might start committing at 218.5. So let's put our TP there. SL at 224.73, and I will let the stock run. Inshallah, I will leave this open. See you in a bit. Assalamu alaikum. I am cutting in now to say that this was the final result. I will watch my own video, think what I could have done better. Inshallah, improve it in tomorrow's trade. Every day is a learning day. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. Take care of yourself, okay?